Hello guys, welcome to episode 4 of Layer Explorer. Today's artist is Mina. She's my amazing and supportive girlfriend. And this episode is a little different in the video because she was staying with me in Berlin while I did the episode. And so we were both in the same camera. We go a little bit into 3D and layering world. She's also the person editing these videos and helping me out with this. So I hope you enjoy. Hello guys. My name is Pedro Martins, and this is my apology video. This is the 4th episode of Layer Explorer. I'm here with Mina. At the time of recording, she's my girlfriend.
Ridículo.
At the time of recording, it's almost Christmas. I'm trying to make an effort. This is my first time with someone on the camera, so I'm like trying to stay within shot. And so this is the 4th episode of Layer Explorer, where we get to dissect Photoshop files and see all the skeletons in your layers, your Photoshop layer closet. Oh, maybe I should start having a pun for each episode. I'll say a different pun about what Layer Explorer is. Like Bob's Burgers. Where he has a different name for a burger.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the intro. I can already see that the image here is the sketch. I think I'm gonna start with the final image at this point. So we're gonna be seeing here. Here is the final image. But do you wanna introduce yourself first?
Hi, I'm Mina Velicastelo. I'm a Brazilian comic artist and I work in animation as well. I have my personal project, which is a comic. It's called, in English, Romance Anyways.
And in Portuguese?
Romance Like Any Other. In português, romance qualquer. I've been developing for 1 year. Let's just say 1 year, because I don't want to...
You mean like the comic?
No, the new things. The trailer.
Right, so the new era of the comic.
Yeah, the new era of the comic. Yeah. The fourth season.
Yeah, the fourth. So yeah, so this is gonna come out.
Season 4, yeah.
Yeah, so you haven't announced yet that it's gonna come back.
So I will probably announce this next year, but at the time of recording, when you watch this, it's probably gonna be out there. It's gonna be a layer explorer from one of the shots, one of the backgrounds that I did for the little teaser that I was developing alongside Pedro. He helped me a lot. And yeah, that's it.
This was you're trying to figure out the concept of the room before you model it in 3D, right?
Not only for the trailer, but also for the comic as a whole, because I now do 3D models to help me with the comic thing. And of course, why not in the trailer?
Yeah. Okay, you can start. So tell us about your process.
Okay, it's a little bit convoluted because I did this for starting to do animation. Never did animation in my life. So I wanted to do things right. And also I think you advised me to do a little... I don't know. I don't remember it very well, but I did this thing just to plan where the objects would be, the design more or less, in her room, the space and everything. It will be this inclined ceiling, all the decisions that it was before in the comic, but it was not accurate, not in this time. I wanted to everything look the same in every panel and also in the trailer. So that's why I had a decision to I learned actually Blender to do this. So
that's true.
You do remember?
Yeah, of course.
I had a journey learning basic Blender.
Yeah.
So I came up with this. This was the 3D model that guided me through this whole process. And it was very helpful because it helped my process a lot with perspective. But not only that, with shading as well, but also to add more things after, guided me a lot in all those things. So yeah, I did this, and then I moved to the sketches. This was the first sketch.
So you did like a pass on
yeah.
top of the 3D to like adjust.
Just to figure out the objects, the lines. And then I remember this was your feedback as well. Because you said, I remember you saying that it was very empty. It was very clean. It didn't look like a teenager room. And it was such a valuable feedback because in my mind, okay, what a teenager, nerdy girl.
But do you still have the sketches that I did on top of the drawing? Did I do like sketches on top?
No, you.
No,
I think you probably did, but I don't have it here.
Okay,
I only have this because this is the result of your feedback, I think. The fairy lights and added so much personality.
Push the TV a little bit to the left. Yeah.
And the video game and all this chest here and the how do you say this in English?
A doll?
Not doll, like not furry. How do you say this in English?
Furry, a plushie?
Ursinho pelúcia, we said it in Portuguese. I don't know the name in English.
Furry, let's call it a furry.
Yeah, the furries. And then I added those little little dolls representing Final Fantasy, which I'm obsessed with. It's like the classic black mage, and there's a little random princess.
Nice.
Because I'm obsessed with Final Fantasy, and I wanted to pay a little bit of homage. And also Alex is obsessed with Final Fantasy as well, because she's a nerdy girl.
But I'm realizing that you are pointing at this thing, but you do know that people can't see what you're pointing at.
Oh my god, yes. I have to do with the mouse.
I think it recognizes the mouse, so you have to do with the mouse.
Yeah, okay. So those are my references. Here is the 3D, and also I had two main references. One of them are not here, but it was 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
The 60s. The line work, of course, and Sailor Moon. The colors of Sailor Moon. I'm obsessed with Sailor Moon since I was a kid, so...
It was already a reference for the comic.
Before the
Renaissance.
Before I even met you. So I learned to put this reference into a good use. Little pictures of the new Alex design, and from this, I developed like 3 color keys to guide me through the process. But the color key thing, it was more like, okay, I'm gonna do noon, afternoon, and night. And I was exploring a little bit the colors, but I already knew that it will probably happen in the night. I don't know. And
you mean like the specific scene you were thinking about, or in general, like, because you're gonna have several different scenes happening in this room.
Yeah, in this room. So the color keys are more like explorations of passages of the day, the lightning, how it behaves, rather than different colors, because the local colors were already decided, informed by my comic, by the parts of the comic. I couldn't change a lot. So I did this exploration, and for this scene in particular, you already saw it on my Instagram, it's night. And then from there, I jumped to the design. And those are the local colors. I mean, at night, I would change, of course, the other side of the window. But these are the local colors. And from there, I did basic shading on everything. On the basis that this lamp in form of a moon, would be the main point.
Can you show light? Do you have access to like all the little layers?
No. I merged them for some reason and I lost the archive.
Also, when you say that these are local colors, like you still have a lot more layers to show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that night thing I wanted, it was also your feedback too, to choose like a color, to make like a mood.
Yeah.
To make to tell a story, and I chose this one. I think this one make the
first pass.
And I wanted this green bluish because I wanted like this mermaid underwater like kind of tone, and I thought that fitted very well with Sailor Moon thing with the purples and everything.
Chic.
So then I developed like more dramatic shading here. And also, yeah, a more dramatic shading all over. And then finally, light was starting to arise in this, and then the lamp, and then
the scroll in my mouse is really is really shitty. Like you scroll and then it just kind of goes up and down. So I'm already letting you know that you're gonna try to scroll and sometimes it's gonna go down. You're gonna try to go up.
Yeah. And then this little light here added so much. And then I don't know what is this. Probably to layer.
Shot.
And then the character, which is gonna be, it was I did effects on After Effects, and it's not gonna look like that. But this is the final piece for the shot. It's a wide shot, but in the trailer, the teaser, it is squared to fit Instagram, and I did a little bit camera movements.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this was the final thing. It took me a lot, but also was a very pleasant piece to be done, because I always learn with you. I did mentorship with you, but this one, I think it was kind of like a final boss.
Yeah, this was definitely a final boss. I'm curious to see, like, does the character have like passes?
A little bit.
Like you have like a sketch. Can you show like
I don't know. I didn't plan to show this, but I don't know what's gonna be in this layer. It's gonna be a total surprise, but let's see. Yeah, there was a sketch here.
Yeah.
Based on a picture of myself. I took a picture of myself as a reference. What is that? Oh, this probably is your feedback.
Oh, it's my feedback.
Yeah, it's probably your feedback. Look, it is your drawing here.
Oh, I changed the pose. Okay.
Yeah, you changed the pose a little bit. And then
that's the base color.
Yeah. You see, there's your feedback here. There's traces of you in this file.
That's funny. And the vanishing point, is this used for the...
It was not. It was used for the thumbnail, because what guided my perspective was the 3D.
Right. Okay.
Thing.
Cool.
That's it. And this was the final piece. I wanted to go for this whimsical. I wanted to make it dark, but kind of like underwater a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I know it doesn't. It seems impossible. It doesn't make sense, but I just wanted, because it's cute.
Yeah, that was what was in your mind when you're coming up with that. Cool. I want to say a big thank you for, at the time of recording, being a really amazing girlfriend, and for being very supportive, and for being open to do the 4th episode of this.
I was forced to do it.
Were you forced to do it? Yeah.
You can see me in the corner of my eye screaming help.
And you are not gonna help, because we still have the conclusion to go through. So you have this camera right here. Look at this camera and tell us what you have going on. What's the future projects, and how can people find you?
Oh my God, do you really want to start me to complain now? I am doing my comic. Hopefully full time one day, I guess. Pursuing my dream. And I'm open to work in the industry as well. Make money. I wanted to keep doing this, telling this story, and I have many, many more stories to tell, because I'm a fanfiqueira.
Can you tell us roughly what the story is about?
The news stories?
The comic that you were talking about in this episode?
So, it's a little bit autobiographical, but I added a bunch of things. It was kind of like trying to retake this narrative of, because I couldn't be a trans teenager. I transitioned a little bit after my teenagehood. So I was okay. What would be my life if I was economically good and trans? And that's it.
In a teenage
romance. Yeah.
So
it's your very cliche schoolgirl romance, like the nerdy girl meets like a athlete rainbow guy, and there's this nerdy friends, and there's the mean girl of the school and the villain and everyone. But the catch is this protagonist is trans, seeing that such a cliche story, but having the character being trans is such a flip in every single way.
And it's acknowledged in the story as well.
Yeah, it's something that is very special to me, and I really wanna. I don't know. It's my first baby.
So, little passion project.
Yeah.
Your first passion project.
Yeah, my first
You already
passion
have
project.
a lot of other narratives.
Yeah, countless D&D narratives that I left. Also, other RPGs that I've played, and also my fanfics in my head every single day.
We're
Go to
playing Elden
sleep.
Ring now, so it
Yeah.
would be influenced by the lore in Elden Ring.
Yeah, I have a fantasy world going on in my head. I wanted to, of course, do a comic about it, but also I would love to do some sort of trans magic girls. I would love to, but yeah, for the future.
For the future. And how can people find you?
Velicastelo. Velicastelo everything, like Twitter. Don't go to my Twitter, please. Instagram Velicastelo. Instagram, TikTok Velicastelo as well. So yeah.
Cool. I'll also put the links in the description. This was the 4th episode of Layer Explorer, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Mwah.